harbours the oldest and most diverse group of cichlid fishes in Africa. Many species are subdivided into numerous genetically and phenotypically distinct geographical populations that visually vary mainly in their coloration. One of the best examples of this phenomenon is the lake endemic genus Trofeus, of which there are 6 nominal species and more than 100 distinctly coloured local variants at present. Divided by geographic barriers like sandy beaches, swamps or river estuaries, different Trofeus species and variants are abundant in almost all rocky shores of the lake. Barriers separating Trofeus species may also be entirely ecological in form of congenerics taking up the habitat. At the beginning of the 80s, Belgian Pierre Brichard made a remarkable discovery in the Congolese part of the lake. A geographical variant of Trofeus Mura, adorned with numerous shining spots on the head, was found at the Mulunguzi village, some 10 kilometers south of Moba. The precise origin of this striking-looking Trofeus, subsequently named Murago, was a well-kept secret for 30 years. The undisclosed locality, together with its conspicuous appearance, were reasons why the fish became one of the most elusive and legendary Trofeus variants ever discovered in Lake Tanganyika. In May 2008, a most unexpected discovery was made by the Carlson brothers at the opposite shore of the lake. Like déjà vu from 30 years ago, a variant similar to the legendary Trofeus Murago from the Congo was found in Tanzania. Just as amazing as unlikely, the new Trofeus had similar shining spots on the head as the original variant from the other side of the lake. The new Trofeus variant was consequently named Murago Tanzania. Trofeus are herbivores and feed on algae growth on the rocks. This adult male of Trofeus Murago Tanzania is searching for lush algae in the habitat at 4 meters depth. The spots on the head of this Trofeus variant are numerous and are often extending out on the back and on the chest. The colour of the spots varies between white, turquoise and blue. One of the features that distinguishes it from its equal in the Congo is the copper-coloured dorsal fin versus the green or yellow of the Congo variant. When feeding, Trofeus Mura bite and tear off bits of filamentous algae from the substrate. They are tossing the head from one side to another in order to loosen the food. This feeding manner is similar to the behaviour of species from the Simachromus genus. A female is suddenly encountered in the territory. The male immediately commences courtship. The female willingly responds to his advances. Trofeus are maternal mouth brooders like many other Tanganьика cichlids, and as soon as the spawning is over, the male leaves the spawning site. The female retreats to her feeding territory. She feeds on the algae during the whole period of brooding. Very gently, she is picking the algae while holding the precious brood in her mouth. The distribution of genetically closely related populations on both sides of the lake suggests that colonization not only took place along the same side of the lake in a secluded manner, but these fish seem to have crossed from one shore to the other. The northern and southern shorelines of putative sublakes during a low lake level might have permitted crossing of the central parts of the lake. The genetic divergence data further suggests that factors such as major lake level fluctuations might be partly responsible for speciation in Trofeus. This male allows other algae eaters to stay within his territory as long as they utilize other types of algae. A Petrochromis aphipium and a Petrochromis fasciolatus are willingly accepted since they don't compete with him over the same type of food. A female Variabilichromis Mura is surveying the close vicinity of the territory. Her few-month-old juveniles are waiting in the nest. Quite soon, she returns to her offspring. The male is instantly greeting her. The juveniles normally outgrow their yellow colour at a size of 2 to 3 centimetres and become beige, But in some populations in southern Tanzania, the bright coloration remains intact until they are almost fully grown. These two juveniles are soon reaching adult size, but still possess the beautiful yellow colour. This pair has much smaller offspring, just a few weeks old. Both parents stay close to the fry during the first few weeks when they are most vulnerable to predators. The sheer number of Variabilichromis muri is overwhelming in some locations in southern Tanzania, as here seen at Maleza Island. This old female is feeding at an easy pace in her territory. Old or weak individuals are often suppressed to deeper water where the algae are less abundant. However, this individual still holds a premier spot in the shallows. Telmatochromis brachygnathus are common in the habitat. The species is recognized by its short lower jaw. Murago Tanzania juveniles have less conspicuous spot pattern than adults. This subadult has not yet fully developed the characteristic spots, as they are only just starting to become visible on the head and back. The Ophthalmotilapia bops can sometimes become irritated on Tropheus individuals entering their territories. They then relentlessly chase them away. When Tropheus are feeding, juveniles of Variabilichromis muri are eagerly waiting for something edible to be stirred up from the algae growth. Hopefully, some small invertebrates will emerge. The feeding territories of Tropheus are often several square meters large. The genus Tropheus alone contains about twice as much genetic variation as in all cichlids of Lake Malawi together, and more than 6 times genetic variation as in the cichlids of Lake Victoria. Despite the genetic variation within the genus, its members are largely morphologically identical, except for the colorational differences. These juveniles are displaying together with a juvenile of the Loboschalotis labiatus. The solid lines in the head pattern will eventually transform into shiny spots when the pattern has become fully developed. Juveniles and sub-adults are likely to benefit from a maintained juvenile colour pattern, since without a fully developed appearance, they will not be seen as rivals by adult individuals. This is another magnificent juvenile with a semi-developed pattern. The dorsal fin has a brilliant hue. Also, this individual still has vestiges from younger age, with some solid lines still being apparent in the spot pattern. The population of Murago, Tanzania is small and confined to a 2-kilometre-long shoreline with accompanying dispersed rocks and stone build-ups. The habitat is further limited by recurrent sandy areas interspersed in the rocky biotope and by a restricted area of stones giving way to the sand bottom in rather shallow water. Being the longest lake in the world and the second deepest, Lake Tanganьика holds almost 20% of the entire world's fresh water. The giant lake is an evolutionary reservoir of ancestral African cichlid species. And it also holds unknown fishes and other aquatic life that have yet to be discovered. It is a true wonder of the natural world.